Hello, everyone. So, this week we had to interview someone in a different generation. For me, I ended up choosing my mom, Tracy, and the interview was incredibly eye-opening. My mom had a very non-traditional upbringing. She did come from a home of divorce. And unfortunately, my mother's relationship with her parents uh, were very different from many of us. So not only that, taking that into her upbringing, but also her social status. My mom did come from a home that had dealing with poverty. Um, and and yeah, I think the interview was incredibly eye-opening, and she got to explain her story. Some of the differences I noticed in terms of her upbringing and my own was secondary education wasn't something that was super pushed in my mom's household. Um, they really instilled a strong work ethic in her. However, schooling and that kind of thing was not something that they really hammered home or anything like that. However, for me, my parents did really want me to work hard. I had a job at a very young age, but they really wanted me to pursue secondary education, whether that was at a four-year university, getting my associate's degree or something like that. So that was a really big difference that stood out to me. Another difference was definitely kind of the religion side of it. My mom's mother came from a very strict Catholic household. However, religion really wasn't something that was super prevalent in my mom's upbringing. However, even now, she is still someone that is very spiritual, and she is always, kind of looking for that faith and that kind of thing. She kind of learned that on her own, especially depending on the communities that we were in, that kind of thing. And for me, personally, religion was not something that was ever really prevalent in our household or anything like that. My parents really liked the idea of us exploring that on our own and kind of coming up with whatever we thought was what we wanted to guide ourselves with. So I guess in some ways that's a similarity and a difference. I would also say from this interview, one of the questions that I came up with was women in the workplace. I asked my mom, what her experiences were, being a young woman in a work field growing up in that generation, because I do know that there were a lot of inequalities in that time period. And even today, there still are, but we're definitely coming to a point where women are getting more opportunities and that kind of thing. And my mom did work in many fields that were predominantly, female based, or a lot of females worked in those positions. But she did say that that was something that she did experience or see other people experiences, women having inequalities in the workplace. But yeah, as a whole, I really did think that getting to sit down and talk with someone that has lived different experiences, lived through different economic changes, that kind of thing. Like she mentioned her experiences when 9/11 happened, not only how it kind of, really hit America as a whole, emotionally, but economically, that kind of thing. So, it was very interesting. I really liked to sit down and talk with someone and get their perspective on their youth, their childhood, and to see how my mom was brought up and how that, maybe changed what she did when she started her own family. And how maybe her relationship with her parents affected how she wanted to have a relationship with me and my sister. So, I really enjoyed this assignment. And it was very interesting to kind of dive in to this generational and social differences, that kind of thing.